Good day, this is Professor Will, CBMD PhD, and today's Friday, January 21st, 2022. It is 8:38 and 52 seconds, p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's research, ancient Mars. So let's hop to it here. Newly discovered carbon may yield clues to ancient Mars. Date January 17, 2022. Source, Penn State. This is Curiosity rover landed on Mars on August 6, 2012, and since has roamed Gale Crater, taking samples and sending the results back home for researchers to interpret. Analysis of carbon isotopes and sediment samples taken from half a dozen exposed locations, including an exposed cliff, leave researchers with three plausible explanations for the carbon's origin. Cosmic dust, ultraviolet degradation of carbon dioxide, or ultraviolet degradation of biologically produced methane. Carbon has two stable isotopes, 12 and 13. By looking at the amounts of each in a substance, researchers can determine specifics about the carbon cycle that occurred, even if it happened a very long time ago. The amounts of carbon-12 and carbon-13 in our solar system are the amounts that existed at the formation of the solar system. Both exist in everything, but because carbon-12 reacts more quickly than carbon-13, looking at the relative amounts of each in samples can reveal the carbon cycle. The research laboratory has spent the last 9 years exploring an area of Gale Crater that has exposed layers of ancient rock. The rover drilled into the surface of these layers and recovered samples from buried sedimentary layers. The Curiosity heated the samples in the absence of oxygen to separate any chemicals. The spectrographic analysis of a portion of the reduced carbon produced by this pyrolysis showed a wide range of carbon-12 and carbon-13 amounts depending on where or when the original sample formed. And some carbon was exceptionally depleted and carbon-13, while other carbon samples were enriched. The samples extremely depleted in carbon-13 are little lake samples from Australia, taken from sediment that was 2.7 billion years ago. And those samples were caused by biological activity when methane was consumed by ancient microbial mats. But we can't necessarily say that on Mars, because it is a planet that may have formed out of different materials and processes than Earth. And to explain the exceptionally depleted samples, the researchers suggest three possibilities. A cosmic dust cloud, ultraviolet radiation, breaking down carbon dioxide, or ultraviolet degradation of biologically created methane. According to House, every couple hundred million years, the solar system passes through a galactic molecular cloud. It doesn't deposit a lot of dust. It is hard to see any of these deposition events in the Earth record. And to create a layer that Curiosity can sample, the galactic dust cloud would have first lowered the temperature on a Mars that still contained water and created glaciers. The dust would have deposited on the top of the ice that would then need to remain in place once the glacier melted, leaving behind a layer of dirt that included the carbon. And so far, there is limited evidence of past glaciers at Gale Crater on Mars. According to the researchers, this explanation is plausible, but it requires additional research. A second possible explanation for lower amounts of carbon-13 is the ultraviolet conversion of carbon dioxide to organic compounds, like formaldehyde. There are papers that predict that UV could cause this type of fractionation. However, we need more experimental results showing this size fractionation so we can rule in or rule out this explanation. The third possible method of producing carbon-13 depleted samples has a biological basis. On Earth, a strongly carbon-13 depleted signature from a paleo surface would indicate past microbes consumed microbially produced methane. Ancient Mars may have had large plumes of methane being released from the subsurface where methane production would have been energetically favorable. And then the released methane would either be consumed by surface microbes or react with ultraviolet light and be deposited directly on the surface. However, according to the researchers, there is currently no sedentary evidence of surface microbes on the past Mars landscape. And so, the biological explanation highlighted in the paper relies on ultraviolet light to place a carbon-13 signal onto the ground. All three possibilities point to an unusual carbon cycle, unlike anything on Earth today. But we need more data to figure out which of these is the correct explanation. It would be nice if the rover would detect a large methane plum and measure the carbon isotopes from that. But while there are methane plums, most are small, and no rover has sampled one large enough for the isotopes to be measured. The researchers also know that finding the remains of microbial mats or evidence of glacial deposits can also clear things up a bit. Researchers are being cautious with their interpretation, which is the best course when studying another world. The Curiosity is still collecting and analyzing samples and will be returning to the pediment where it found some of the samples in this study in about a month. And this research accomplished a long-standing goal for Mars exploration to measure different carbon isotopes, one of the most important geology tools from sediment on another habitable world, and it does so by looking at 9 years of exploration. Good day, this is Professor Will, CBMD PhD, on Advanced Engineering, Space Technology, and Computer Science. Well, this video was created for educational purposes only. Hope you enjoyed listening. Until next time, have a great day.